Hey everyone, Joel Nicholson here from Youthfully. In these videos, I want to cover a few insights, updates, and news when it comes to Canadian universities, and particularly for the students in grade 12 who are applying to these universities this year. A big reason why I started Youthfully is because when I was in grade 12, I was facing a lot of stress, anxiety, and confusion when I was applying to top scholarships or competitive universities. And so this is hopefully a way that we can help out a little bit. And if you want to have a free consultation, there's a QR code up on the screen with our team to tell you a little bit more about our coaching services and some really exciting AI tools that we're launching this year as well to help students with their essays and video interviews. So first thing that I wanted to cover was a new program that just launched this year called the Wolf Scholars Program. So this is what they say is Canada's most immersive scholarship, designed for brilliant students who are curious about the world and driven to lead for the better. So it's kind of a scholarship, kind of a program. It's associated with the University of Toronto and the Monk School of Global Affairs and Public Policy. From my understanding, this is a undergrad in liberal arts, but it is seems like it's more practical. And I'll just go through a few of these sort of highlights. The first is it's free. So if you become a scholar, you don't have to pay anything from what I'm seeing. It's fully funded for all 4 years. You also receive an annual stipend to cover other student expenses, which I'm assuming are residence and things like that, which isn't cheap in Toronto. So this is pretty amazing. The second is it doesn't seem like they have large class sizes full of hundreds of students, which can be kind of daunting in your first year of university. Seems like they're more small group seminars with probably other scholars, and you're talking about things like leadership ethics. I guess you're doing live problem solving, case studies, and things like that. You also have summer internships. So it's kind of funny because Youthfully has an internship program where we partner with organizations and we link our students up with those organizations. Now, it looks like a lot of schools are following suit over the years, and including this Wolf Scholars Program. And their partners are pretty cool. The Art Gallery of Ontario, Bain and Company, which is a consulting firm, Cohere, which is a really amazing AI technology company, Radical Ventures, which is a venture capital fund, RBC, which is a bank, and it looks like they have more. It's unclear if they match students every month or sorry, every summer with an internship. So I think there's going to be more details that come out as we learn more about this program, but it's brand new. So I don't expect them to have every answer to our questions. Um, those are some of the highlights. This is particularly for Canadian citizens and permanent residences. So it's a 4-year program. So you have some component of, I think there's an international travel component, there's a research component, there's capstone. If I were to design a university experience, it wouldn't look too dissimilar to this. It's very practical. It is less about the traditional sort of textbook-based academic experience and very much more skills oriented, experience driven. So this is something that I'm really excited about and really would suggest you consider and apply for. It's going to be their first year, so they're going to work out some kinks, uh, but I would consider this for sure. You can attend some of these upcoming information sessions. One's on the 16th, one is on the 28th. And I'm assuming that they're going to be at the Ontario University Fair as well. We are as well. So if you are there, look out for Youthfully. Come say hi. Come meet us. With this program, eligibility, as I said, is Canadian citizens, permanent residences, 90% academic average minimum. And in terms of the application process, applications are open now. So they opened yesterday. They are due on November 10th. Semifinalists will be invited to participate in an online interview. So that interview preparation is going to be really key for that. I haven't checked out the application yet, but I'm assuming there's going to be essays, things like that. And Yeah, just overall, check it out. We'll link this in the description here in this video, and um, let me know what you think about it. Staying on the topic of scholarships, I also wanted to share the Lawrence Scholarship. A lot of people already know about this one. I believe it is $100,000, and they call it a Lauren Award, scholarship award, very similar. It is quite an incredible program to be a part of because they do also have some leadership enrichment opportunities. And what I've learned from students who have received this in the past is it's a very tight-knit community that you are a part of, almost like a second university, to be able to leverage that network in many different ways over the years. So these applications are open right now, and they are due, I believe, let's see, I believe sometime in um, early to mid October. Let's see if I can find this. And the minimum average is an 85%. So a lot of students, I think, will be eligible for that. And the deadline is October 16th at noon. That's one thing that might trip a lot of students up, this noon. A lot of these deadlines are at 11:59 Eastern, so just keep in mind with that one. And one last scholarship that I wanted to highlight for this week was the TD Scholarship for Community Leadership. We've had a number of students win this one over the years, and it's $70,000 over 4 years that goes towards your post-secondary college or university education. You can apply right now. Applications are due on October 22nd. They really want to see, of course, your contribution to your community around you. So highlight that in your essays, and notably how you've really stepped up as a leader to see some sort of maybe an issue in your community and the impact that you've had on that issue. These scholarships are great ways to practice university applications prior to those actually becoming due. And you don't really have any downside for applying to these. Yes, they might take a little bit of time, but as I said, it's like an exhibition game in advance of the regular season. A lot of people need these scholarships, but if you really just want to apply because it would put you ahead, maybe it's not an absolute need, but it would be a massive nice to have. I would recommend still applying because it will form a lot of the skills and form the narrative of your essays and of your candidacy profile before it comes to, the big thing, the big essays, the big applications, interviews of your, let's say, number one or number two programs that you want to get admitted to. Okay, so that's the TD Community Leadership Scholarship. And then the next thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about was QLEAD, Queen's Leadership, Entrepreneurship, and Development Conference. This conference has been around since I went to Queen's Commerce, probably a long time even before that. It is an amazing conference. Since I've graduated, I've gone to speak there, I think 5 or 6 times. I'm blown away every time that I see how organized and fun it looks. I wish I knew about this when I was in high school because it would have made me want to go even more. Even if you're not considering Queen's Commerce, I would still highly suggest this, not only for something that you can put on your resume, because it is a competitive application process, but also it might open up your eyes to Queen's University in a way that you may not have seen or expected before. You're on campus, you're interacting with other applicants, so you're able to see a lot of, let's say, the students who are going to be applying to maybe not just Queen's Commerce, but other top universities. And they put you through some amazing developmental workshops. You hear from great speakers, and I think there's a case study. There's also a pretty awesome entrepreneurs competition as well called QYEC. So this application for the delegates is now open. So you can start applying as of right now. And again, this is a great opportunity for you to just practice before you play. Practice your video interviews because I think there is a video component. There has been in years past. I haven't fully checked out the application just yet. The I think yeah, the delegates application was just released either today or yesterday. So I haven't fully gotten an opportunity to dig in yet, but it's a great way to just try to figure out you can stand out and develop that narrative and reflect on what you want to highlight about yourself based on some of the questions that they're asking in the application. Okay, Q lead, highly recommend. And this is, oh, here's the entrepreneurship competition as well. I believe the deadline is still coming up. Yep. So you have September 10th. Oh, so that's tomorrow. So not much of an opportunity here, but still perhaps for next year. The next one that I wanted to go through is the UBC. So UBC's Solder BCom, Bachelor of Commerce program, they have a personal profile, and that personal profile has has been released. So now we've confirmed what that application looks like, and we've updated our template to suit. So we have it's very similar to years past. I believe the only difference is that there are small character count differences. But going through this template, the first question, explain how you responded to a problem or an unfamiliar situation. What did you do? What was the outcome? What did you learn from the experience? Question two, what what do you think is the most serious challenge that our world faces today? What steps should we take as individuals and collectively as a society to address it? There's a video interview as well. So, and we're actually going to be giving access to all of our Youthfully students our video interview simulator with a bunch of questions that we know in the past UBC Commerce asks in these video interviews. They source from a massive list of questions, and it's you face two back-to-back randomly generated video interviews about your leadership and things like that. And with our interview simulator, it's pretty cool because actually, let me just give you a quick perspective here. It's pretty cool because you'll be able to practice questions. This is for Queen's Commerce as an example. And then you can get feedback from an AI. So I'll just show you a couple uh, examples. I was just been testing this before we fully release it. I did a very bad version of a question. Okay, a time when I had an opportunity to implement a change but didn't was when I was a lifeguard. I was a lifeguard at a local pool, and I would always scan the pool. I won't go through the whole thing, but I only answered it for maybe 30 seconds. And so my score was really low. And I also wasn't trying. So keep that in mind. But the way that we have built this tool is pretty amazing because you get a instant evaluation from AI based on a rubric that we've added from a school. So this is exactly in this instance how Queen's Commerce evaluates candidates. And then we've also added these performance metrics. These aren't things that are in the rubric, but we feel as though are also important evaluation, let's say, mechanisms for the evaluator when they're reviewing your video interviews. So your delivery, your structure, your depth, and we rate all this stuff based on out of 100. So my vocal clarity in this instance, I believe I used or like a good amount, and so that's why my filler word score is pretty low. My time utilization was low because I only answered it for 20 to 30 seconds. I wasn't very good at transitions. So, and then you'll receive some very, very specific feedback from an AI that's qualitative as well. We're building some quite amazing tools within this, like your coach being able to add their own qualitative feedback. We're actually working with schools as well. So, schools, like top private schools in Canada, some of them are going to have access to this for their students. But that might not be for a while. So if you are a youthfully student, definitely recommend you get going on this. And if you're not, then there's a free consultation to learn a little bit more about not only coaching but also this interview simulator. Wrapping up, we just had a pretty cool article in Business Insider about us from expert consumers, a little bit about our background and how we have this. It's kind of a lot of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Now we've been doing this for 15 years plus, and a lot of work has gone into developing our coaching methodology and training our amazing, almost now 150 to 200 coaches that we have in our network, and this internship program and a bunch of other stuff. So I can link all of this stuff in the show notes, and I will, on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, depending on how how this is received by everyone, I'll cover different things every week that I feel as though is relevant and top of mind. And let me know if you have any comments or requests down in the comments. Let me know what you'd like to hear. Subscribe to Youthfully. We are going to be putting out a bunch more content over the next several months that's hopefully relevant and valuable for you. And thanks for listening.